What's going on? Tim here, and welcome to my Backyard Garden channel. I am on my way to deliver fresh lettuce that I harvested this morning from my garden that I was able to sell over the weekend. And this is by far my biggest delivery that I've had so far this year. Now, granted, this is my third delivery, at least for 2024, working with Feast Down East. But like I said, I'm excited because this is my biggest delivery, the most money I've ever made. And there's a lot to kind of unpack because though I'm excited that I made, this is my biggest delivery yet, there's some things that I've learned that I will definitely do differently when it comes time to list what I have available in the next coming weeks, and just making sure that I'm more efficient and just being mindful of my time so that it's not putting a lot of stress on myself when I have to harvest same day and do the delivery, because it's just a one-man show here. So like I said, what I'm delivering today is my biggest run yet. I sold 25 6 counts of romaine lettuce. I actually harvest 20, so I was shy of 30. Again, not a big deal. In a perfect world, I would have hoped to fill the entire order. With gardening, some things don't work out what you anticipate of being on hand, changes, so you got to be flexible with that. But it's something that I definitely will keep in mind when I share what I have available to sell the next time. I sell my lettuce for $2 a head, and actually I've prior to selling it for $2 a head, I tried $1.50 and I sold out. So I knew that there was some wiggle room in terms of increasing my price. So right now I'm holding at $2. $1.80 is what most growers are listing their lettuce for, but lettuce is not readily available. So that does give me a little bit of flexibility to price it a little bit higher. And again, just me walking around and checking out what grocery stores have, I kind of fall in that line with being at I think at a reasonable wholesale price. So I sell my lettuce at $2 a head, and how I package it is I put it, I make it a 6 count, and so it's listed. I sell for $12 for 6 heads of lettuce. I originally said I had 42 6 counts, which is kind of ridiculous now that I think about it, but I sold 25 and I'm delivering 20. So again, I think that's pretty good, just knowing in the previous 2 deliveries that I had. The first one was, I think I delivered, maybe 6. I know it was 48 heads of lettuce, so it was I did 8. It was a quantity of 8 6 count, and then the next run, I think I had maybe 12, I think. But just so you know what I'm making with what I'm growing, just in case you're trying to do it yourself. The first delivery that I had at $1.50 a head, I think I had like 48 heads of lettuce, I made $72. And then the next run I made $96. So with this one, I'm well over $200. Again, like I said, I have 26 counts at $12. So with that, what is that? $240 maybe, I think. Well, yeah, that's $240. So I made $240, which is almost well over almost 3 times the amount what I made in the last delivery at the same price at $2 a head. So which is really cool. Like I said, I've never done this before. What I will say though is something's gonna have to change if I'm going to make that big of a delivery in the future, mainly because it is time consuming. It took me a little bit longer than I had anticipated to get everything prepared, but luckily I I have found ways to cut corners as far as like, how I bag my lettuce. I was able to print my labels instead of handwriting my labels to go on the bags. And then also I managed to, instead of having to like cut, I twist the lettuce heads and they, come clean, while, without me having to cut it and deal with, having to wash my knife back and forth. But I either going to need to sell less and maybe for more, and again, the emphasis on quality rather than quantity, or I have to find a way to properly store my lettuce that I can harvest earlier, say like on the weekend. That way I can kind of work ahead of the demand and not have to do it all on Tuesday, because that's when I do make my delivery, just because I wouldn't have time to do it by Wednesday, which is the latest that I could deliver, the vegetables that I'm harvesting. So, not a big deal, but I know, particularly with what's time consuming with this lettuce here that I'm growing, which is Vivian romaine lettuce. These are lettuce that I've saved seeds from the previous growing season, but there seems to be more bugs that are on the lettuce that I have to deal with, so I have to wash the lettuce really well before I can package it, and so that just adds a lot more time and preparation versus like a lettuce head that is bug resistance, that I can cut it, bag it, and then be done with it. Like, I don't have to like bother with washing, because you really shouldn't have to wash a head of lettuce. Like, it should be the most effortless thing. That's why I don't grow like loose leaf lettuce, because again, there's this washing, drying, bagging, like there's all these extra steps that comes with bagging loose lettuce, on top of having to weigh to make sure you have the right quantity, the volume that you want in the bag lettuce. So what I've learned, what has worked for me as far as like selling vegetables, and particularly with lettuce, is growing, whether it be a hard crown, a head of lettuce, is 10 times easier because it's less involved with how you have to harvest. It's easy to bag, and from a pricing standpoint, you can charge per head versus it being by like the ounce or pound. So that's just my personal feedback, having done this a multiple ways. This has worked for me, and it just makes it easier, cleaner to manage. So now, one thing that I did notice with the lettuce this time, even though, like I said, I had 7 beds that I was harvesting lettuce from, I wasn't able to harvest the entire bed, and partly because, again, bugs, and just want to make sure I'm providing quality heads of lettuce for customers. But then also, just the way the heads were growing. Right now I grow 48 heads of lettuce in a 3x6 raised bed, and I thought that was the right amount to have in that bed, but I'm not sure if that's going to work, because again, I feel like they are still a little bit crowded, and the way the lettuce are growing, they're not growing with the shape that I would expect from a romaine lettuce. So I did plant another bed the other day where I'm doing just 36 heads of lettuce. I'm doing 3 rows of 12, and I'm hoping that's going to maybe be the remedy to this problem here. It's, obviously I'm losing 12 heads of lettuce, and when I'm trying to make money, I want to maximize the space as much as possible. But I feel like, again, if I can focus on the quality, I think I then can adjust the price to reflect that and be okay with less lettuce if I can charge slightly more, if it's going to be bigger heads of lettuce and healthier. So again, I'm still learning, still experimenting. Actually, I was looking at other varieties the other day online just to kind of figure out what's the best type of lettuce I can grow. I do have seedlings in my garage that I'm growing right now that are the same variety of a Vivian romaine lettuce, but to be honest with you, just after today, when you harvest 120 heads of lettuce, you start realizing, all right, what can I do differently so I can do this much quicker, more efficiently, and again, still turn a profit. And you got to think about obviously your cost that goes into gardening and growing the lettuce, but also your time that it takes. So those are things you just want to be mindful of if you want to try this yourself. But it's a great learning experience. I like selling stuff, and the fact that I'm selling my own vegetables is pretty damn cool. So I'm hoping, as I continue to do this journey, to keep sharing what I'm learning along the way. Like I said, there are some things I'm looking to change down the road, whether it be the type of lettuce I'm growing. I might even completely redo my garden bed, which wouldn't be the first time I've done this, but I'm always looking at ways to improve in order to be able to grow what I want to grow, but also grow so that I can also make money from it too. So if you find this video helpful, please do me a favor, hit that like button, please share, and don't forget to subscribe. And if you have any questions or any comments, please leave it down below. As I always say, that I'm here to not only share, but I'm always looking to learn myself. I think gardening, you will never stop learning new things. That's one of the beauties about gardening that I just love. So I hope that there's something you can take away, especially if you're looking to kind of branch out into this space here where you want to grow something of your own that you can sell to others. And like I said, I'm selling wholesale through a distribution channel, but at the same time I also sell directly to individuals. But I will keep sharing videos about what I'm doing in my backyard garden. Again, be sure to subscribe to my channel, turn on your notifications so you get those updates. And I can't wait to see where this looks like 6 months from now.